Welcome back to the Crochet Credits with my friends at yarnspirations.com. Today we have unicorn flowers. We're going to be using this for a future stitch along, and I'm filming it now. And this is the Red Heart Super Saver Bitty Stripes. This is called Unicorn Mane, and you can see all the colors here. You're going to want to let the colors come out where they come out. So if it changes midway through, who cares? I really want this to be a beautiful bouquet and so this is a really easy concept to be able to follow. Leave a longer tail for the middle bit so that you can attach it to your project. And this is a really neat concept. So let's grab our yarn, 5mm size H crochet hook, and our Red Heart Super Saver Bitty Stripes in the color called Unicorn Mane, and let's make 20 of these. So in your case, you may just do 1 or 2, and you can even attach these to hats or whatever you would like to do. So let's begin leaving a longer tail so that you can attach it to your project. Create a slip knot, and you need to chain a total of 2. So 1 and 2, and second chain from the hook, the first chain, just apply 6 single crochet into that chain. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and if you're not sure which one it is, just count it backwards. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and slip stitch 6 one back. So just going through, slip stitch, pull through and through, and let's move on to round number 2. Don't get rid of this yarn. Round number 2, right where you're sitting, just chain up 1, and in the same one that you did the attaching to, you're going to place in 2 single crochets, and I'm going to have you count in a kind of weird way. If you don't count my way, now you will. So you're just going to put 2 into the first one, so you're going to put 2 into each one. So just go 1 single and 1. So that counts as the 2 that are sitting in the first stitch. There's only 6. So then you'll go into the next one and say 2 and 2. The next one, 3 and 3. Okay. Next one is 4 and 4. Next one is 5 and 5. And the next one is 6 and 6. And the reason why I count that is that this one right here always looks like a stitch, and I always make a mistake. So if I go 1, 1, 2, 2, and etc. right to the end, I get the right count of 12 that's around. So if you count each one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm good to go. Slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3, we're going to get a bit bigger, so just chain up 1, and in the same one at the join, just place in only 1 single crochet. And we're going to do a repeating pattern all the way around. So the next one is going to have 2 single crochets in it. So what I say to myself is 2 and 2. So the next one is only going to have 1, so I say 1 in my head, and then the next one has 2 into the same one, so I say 2 and 2. So 1 into the next one, and then 2 and 2. That's how I count it in my head. Maybe that'll help you. If not, just keep on doing it the way you love it, and just continue that around. So 1 and 2 and 2, and then 1, 2 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 2. So the 2, 2 should be the last one, and then you should have a total count of 18, but don't slip stitch it right where you think you're going to. You're going to slip stitch it to the back loop only of the first one, and that will get you ready for where you need to be for the next round, round number 4. Round number 4, we're going to get ourselves a little bit bigger, so we're going to chain up 1, and in the same back loop only, do a single crochet. So I'm going to say 1 into that one, and then I'm going to put 1 into the next back loop only. Okay, and then I put 2 into the next. So how I say this in my head, and you can agree to disagree, is that I need to put 2 in a row that are by themselves. So I say 1 and 2 by itself, and then in my head, the next one has 2 in it, and I say 2 and 2. So then I continue that sequence. So 1 by itself, 2 by itself, and then 2 into the next one. So 2 and 2. So 1 and 2 by itself, and then 2 and 2. So 1 by itself, 2 by itself, and 2 and 2. Same one. Doing that around. So 1 by itself, 2 by itself, and then 2 and 2. And that should take you right to the end. So this is not a stitch, it's just part of the first one, and you're going to slip stitch it to the top of the beginning single crochet to finish. And we're moving on, and you see we have back loops, or sorry, front loops that are now exposed. We'll be using those in the future. Let's move on to our next round. Our next round, we're gonna start establishing petals. So to do that, you're gonna chain up 1 and single crochet in the same one of the join. I'm gonna give you the repeat and you'll do it. So just chain 3, skip 1 single crochet, and single into the next. So chain 3, skip 1 single crochet in the next. So chain 3, skip 1 single crochet in the next. Please do this all the way around for this round, and I'll be right back. When you come around, you got a single crochet, but you're still over here, so you got to just chain 3 to get over there and slip stitch it to the first single crochet like this. You should have a total count of 12 chain 3 loops and 12 single crochets that are in between before moving on. Let's begin our final round of this before we jump to the center, and we'll be doing that next. So let's begin. We're going to chain 1, and each one of these chain 3 loops are each going to have the same stitch multiple. So you're going to start with a single, and then a half double crochet, a double, a half, and then a single. So it's a single, half, double, half, single in each one. So it's a total of 5. So jumping to the next one, do that again. So you got single, half, double, half, and single. Please do this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. So I'm coming all the way back around, just finishing up the final petal, and you can see it change color. Pretty excited about it. And you're going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. So this is the end of this color. So we're just going to do a smaller tail, so that you're just going to use this as a tapestry needle to hide it in. So just pull it through, turn it to the back side, and place a tapestry needle on it. And you'll do this for all of your loose ends that you'll have. So you'll do it for the last one. Here, I'll just show it this one time. Come through the same color and go through once. It's better if you split the plies, not just go between the strands. Go through twice, and then going through three times. You can then trim that down. So we still have another round to do, and it's going to be right in the center. And do you see the loops that are exposed? We're going to play there next. With this shorter strand, just create a slip knot, and it's strategic where I want you to start. Okay, do you see the loops, the front loops right here? I want you to start right here. See there, you see one here, just start the second one over before you see this. See how it's consistent, and then there's a gap? Skip this one and start right here, and with it already on the hook, the yarn, insert it through that front loop, and you're going to do a standing single crochet. So just wrap the yarn and pulling it through, and then pull through the 2 loops. That's a standing single crochet. To begin then the remaining of the petals around, you're going to chain 1, and going into the next front loop down here, you're going to double crochet. So just picking it out of the background, the front loop only, and go right up over top of the straggler too. So make sure the straggler is over top of the hook, and you're going to put 2 double crochet into that. And now you're going to chain 1, and in the next front loop right here, you're going to place in a single crochet, going right up over top of that straggler. You're trapping that into position. So then chain 1, and the next one has 2 double crochets in it, and you're going to go all the way around, repeating this, and there's a total of 9 petals in the end. Just make sure that you chain one before you start the double crochet and chain one after the 2 double crochets are in. Okay, so each one of the petals are separated by a single crochet. So chain one, go to the next front loop, 2 double crochet, chain one, and then single to the next front loop. Go all the way around, doing the same repeating pattern. Once you're got far enough along, like I do, just give this a bit of a tug, tail end, and just trim it and get it out of your way so that it's easier to do it now. Okay, and then just continue around. So chain one, 2 doubles into the next, chain one, a single into the one after that, and so on. Go all the way around. I'll see you back here in a moment. So when you're coming all the way around, see how this is the one that jumps over? You're gonna wanna jump over that and use the front loop that was right before this one where I had you start. There's a total of 9 of these petals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9th one is the last one. So you're just gonna reach on over, skip this, and go right into the one you skipped when you started. And this will bridge a gap and make it so that the where you joined it is pretty much impossible to see. So you'll put 2 single crochets there first, chain one, and slip stitch then to the first single crochet. And then you're done. And so because you've done that, you've bridged over, but you don't even see it. So just don't waste a lot of yarn, just trim it nice and shorter, and then just use your tapestry needle and turn this to the back side of that layer and just hide it on in. Okay, so just kind of breaking apart the plies is the best way of hiding in yarn. And when you go back and forth 3 times, the project does not stretch in 3 directions at the same time. So it's unlikely to fall out on you. So that's twice, and we do it a 3rd time to get rid of this loose end. If you're cheap and don't bother to do it 3 times and it falls out, then that's on you. And you could always do it 4 times if you want to as well. So just once you have that done, you can safely cut that down to the flower, and therefore you only have your starting strand, and then you have a new one. And so you can see that they turn out really quite good, but you can also prove that too, that one color cannot do a whole flower in this, which is the whole point of using this to make unicorn flowers. We hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.